welcome to Podcast with a Cake, the Abbey's very own podcast where we chat with different people from across our school community.
We'll be asking fun questions, hearing their stories, and of course finishing off with the most important part, rating a slice of cake.
We're Emily and Leah, the head girls, and we're so excited to interview inspirational and active members of our community.
Today we're joined by Deputy Head and Senior School Designated Safeguarding Lead, Mr. Morton. Mr. Morton joined the Abbey in 2022 and is an amazing English teacher as well as being Deputy Head.
Hi Mr. Morton, it's so lovely to have you on the podcast.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Right, we'll start with the first question. What's your favourite part of your job?
My favourite part of the job, well, you mentioned it there, I'm an English teacher. That was a very kind adjective in front of it, but it's actually the teaching, partly because that's what we all went into this business to do. And unfortunately, the higher you climb up the ladder in teaching, the more you move away from the classroom. But it's the bit I actually love, and it's working with the students, seeing them progress, having a bit of fun. That's what keeps you ticking.
Yeah, from experience, Mr. Morton always used to start our GCSE English lessons with a really fun taster at the beginning. I mean, once we wrote a fight about the staff room, a fight between teachers of our choice.
And that wasn't based on a real experience, I promise. But it was, honestly, Leah, sometimes you just come into the room and you're not quite fully planned, so you think, well, what can I fob them off to do now? and that seemed like a good idea at the time.
Okay, so we hear that you own a camper van. Can you tell us more about that?
No, it's a lie. Absolute lie. I owned a trailer tent.
Oh.
Which I didn't, a few years ago, I didn't even know what a trailer tent was. Apparently, it's a popular camping accessory.
What is it?
Exactly. It's a trailer that opens out and turns into a tent. But it means your bed is off the ground. You're not lying on the ground. But anyway, no, we no longer own this trailer tent. So it's another lie. It's been traded in, and my wife, and I blame it all on her, has purchased a caravan. So we are now official caravanners.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you gone anywhere yet?
We have. Where have we been? We went down to the Kent coastline, spent a little bit of time there. This last summer holiday, we went all the way up to Scotland, went around the locks and sort of did some kayaking. And I think that's the thing that caravan, there's a bit of me that's ashamed, and I'm so sorry if anybody's listening to this podcast who owns a caravan and is very proud of it, but I just didn't see myself as a caravan owner yet. But what it allows you to do is to move from one place to another overnight and see some wonderful scenery. Whereas trying to take down a tent and rig it all up again, as anyone who's done DV will tell you, which you two can probably tell me, in fact, it can be a bit of a headache. So it was nice to just be able to attach the car, drive off, and be in another fantastic piece of scenery.
Okay. What's the funniest or most unexpected situation you've ever found yourself in at the Abbey?
At the Abbey?
Yeah.
Oh my words. Well, I think it was probably when we were building the new sixth form centre or adding a floor to the sixth form centre. What you probably didn't realise from the safety of the fifth form at that time is we had a lot of water features because they basically took the roof off the current sixth form centre to build a new layer onto it. And of course, when it rained, unfortunately, the false roof they put in place wasn't watertight. And I went around the sixth form centre and lots of the ceiling tiles were bulging. And if I just poked them very gently with a pen, all of a sudden we had sort of waterfalls galore. It was beautiful. If it was set to music, it would have been a thing of wonder. So we sort of stole every bin in the school to try and catch all this water.
God.
Yeah, it was exciting.
When I asked that question, you looked as though, and I specified at the Abbey, you looked as though there was another story that you were thinking of, maybe from another school that particularly kind of...
I wouldn't want to say things that would ruin the reputation of our other schools in the local area, so I'm going to stay quiet about that.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we know that you have a history with theatre. Can you tell us more about that?
Oh, gosh. So when I left university, I swore I was never going to go on stage again. I did an awful lot of theatre as a hobby at university. My university didn't have a drama course, but it had a fabulous theatre group, and we did 9 shows a year. And if you weren't acting in a show, you were helping with the lights or costumes or pulling ropes. And I thought after that I was never going to do it again because we'd achieved quite a lot. We'd been to the Edinburgh Fringe a few times, and I didn't want to do amateur theatre. I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. And then I got, and it was going very, very well until I was working in Bermuda, and I got offered a role in a pantomime. And her son had said, I've heard Mr. Morton sing, and he can sing okay. He can help us out in the panto. And they invited me along, and I said, okay, yeah, I'll sing. She said, but you've got to audition. I said, I thought I was doing you a favour here. But anyway, so they said, he said, well, have you brought any music with you? I said, absolutely not. So they showed me this book of show tunes, and I belted something out as best I could. And then they said, would you like to have the role of Aladdin? And I was ridiculously flattered, as you would be. And I was like, yes, please. And then regretted it for the next sort of 6 weeks afterwards. It was grueling. It was a 14-night run. They earned quite a lot of money out of it. I didn't. I had to keep a hat on at all times to hide the fact I was a sort of a balding man in my 30s. So since then, I have not gone back to the boards at all. No, so no more theatre.
What song did you have to belt when you were auditioning?
I sang Stars from Les Mis. So Javert, the police officer, belts this song out, and we'd seen Les Mis a couple of times, and it was kind of a favourite of ours. We normally just sing it in the car as we're sort of driving along the A4, but no, I had a crack at it there. So I don't think the standard was particularly high in Bermuda though. So it's
Okay.
Yeah, can you tell us a bit about that, working in Bermuda?
I can. It was an amazing experience actually. So Bermuda, people don't always think it's in the Caribbean, and it's not. It's actually a little bit closer to home. It's still 7 hours flight away from here, but it's in the Atlantic Ocean. It's a semi-tropical climate, so it's a bit damp, but it's beach weather, and it's only 1 mile wide, so you're never more than half a mile away from a beach.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it was a really lovely experience.
Perfect. All right, it's now time to play rapid fire questions.
Oh, gosh.
So we're going to throw some quick questions at you, and you just need to say the first thing that comes to mind. So let's
Okay.
ask
Okay,
questions.
are you ready?
Not really.
Okay. What is your favourite snack?
Sausage roll.
What's your go-to excuse that students give that secretly make you laugh?
Oh my word, sausage roll again. That's where my brain went. I'm sorry.
We'll come back to it. We'll come
Yeah,
back
let's
to
do that.
Okay,
let's
what's
do
your
that.
favourite time of day?
Tea time.
What's your favourite song to belt in the car?
Oh gosh, something by Adele.
If you weren't a teacher, what totally random job would you do?
I would love to work in construction.
Ooh, okay. What's your favourite TV show right now?
Oh gosh, well I really love Traitors. That's finished a couple of months ago.
Okay, I'm going back. What's your go-to excuse that students give that secretly make you laugh?
Go to what, for not having done their
Yeah, for
homework?
not
having done their
homework.
Well, it's
Or what's the most common one? The one that you hear that you know is a lie immediately.
the most common one is I printed it out, but I didn't bring it with me. I mean, there's sort of rewind to the start of my teaching career. People had to be far more inventive because people didn't tend to have their own laptops and print things out. So it was sort of, my dog chewed it, or my dad sat on it and it all crumpled it up. Those were the better ones.
To be fair, I probably have used that excuse before. I printed it out but didn't bring it with me.
Well done, though. You survived the rapid fire questions.
Yeah. Okay, so it's now time for the best part of the podcast. It's your chance to rate our cake.
Wow, these are things
Wow.
of beauty, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think of the presentation?
Presentation.
They look like some sort of elaborate, beautiful Indian temple.
Yeah, those look amazing.
What is it?
Well, okay, tell
You
us
have
what
to-
you think. We know what it is.
Oh,
Tell
you
us
know what it is.
Yeah, when you try it, tell us what you think it is.
So I've got to get my nashes right. It's quite big.
Yeah, I know. Take, unwrap it.
Sorry, it's probably very crinkly here. It's got like a walnut whip on top. So the older listeners might know what a walnut whip is, but it's sort of a squirrely, but it's in a yellow colour. I'm assuming it's sort of lemon or orange, and there's some sort of zesty pieces. What have you just nibbled?
I just had some icing.
Any
Oh.
good?
Nice.
I quite like it, actually.
Yeah, I'm trying
It's
to
all-
take some
actually,
with
no, I'm not-
icing on top.
Oh, you're not meant to influence me.
No.
No, it's definitely. I think probably a lemon. Let's have a
Wait,
look.
that's pretty good. I don't usually like citrusy cakes, but I like this one.
It's a very nice. The bun itself is very, very nice. I don't think I could manage all of the icing, but
But there's loads of icing.
there's
What do you
beauty
think
in the
it is?
artistry of it. I think it's lemon, isn't it? Is it lemon or is it orange?
It's orange.
It's orange.
Orange. Yeah, it's a little less sour than a lemon. Yeah, it's lovely.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
What would
Okay.
you rate it?
What do you mean? What would I rate it?
Out of 10.
Out of 10. I'd like to rate the bun. I'd give the bun a sort of a good 9 out of 10. The icing's not quite for me. I'm gonna sort of a 6 on the icing. So what's the average of that?
Separately.
7.5.
We've never had someone rate the icing.
But the icing is as big as the
Yeah,
cake.
that is
so
true,
it's-
actually.
Yeah.
It deserves its own rating. I would rate that. I would actually rate that a 6.5.
I'd give it a 6.
Yeah.
Oh, you must have had some better cakes then. If this
Yeah.
one's,
Yeah,
it's
well,
got quite a low
that's just
score.
on a personal level, though,
Yeah,
of like what
about
types of
citrus
cakes.
cakes.
Yeah. Okay.
But the I did hear one of your previous podcasts about talking about a citrus cake, and I do want to say I disagree wholeheartedly with Dr. Tullis. A Jaffa cake is a cake. It is not a biscuit.
I think it's a
And I have some
biscuit.
scientific proof to show. If you leave a Jaffa cake out and you leave it overnight in your kitchen, or you leave a biscuit out, what's going to happen to the Jaffa cake?
Gonna get eaten.
No, well, possibly in your household, yeah. It's gonna go stale. It's gonna go hard. What happens to the biscuit?
Oh, it stays. Okay.
It goes a bit soggy, doesn't it? Whereas you leave a piece of cake out, it dries up and goes hard. Categorically, Jaffa cake is a cake.
Okay, yeah, you've convinced me.
There you go.
There you go. You've heard it here first. Jaffa cakes.
No, I heard it someone else as well. I'm not
No,
I haven't done any experiments with
Claim
Jaffa
it.
cakes, I promise.
Okay. Well, thank you so much to Mr. Morton for joining us on the podcast, and thank you to everyone listening today.
And a massive shout out to our production team for making the podcast happen. And we hope to see you all next episode on Podcast with a Cake.